Bitcoin? My listeners are going to tip me Bitcoin directly to my podcast? You're kidding me, right? Nope. And there's a lot more to it. Believe me, you're going to want to stick around. Hola, amigo. Welcome to the PodSoundSchool. I'm Veronica, the co-founder and marketing girl here, and I would love it if you would subscribe and keep checking in with me. I always pack my videos full of value for you, and if you're brand new to podcasting and want to work with us, just go to PodSoundSchool.com for more information. This video is one that is special for me for many reasons, and I'm super grateful you stopped by to check it out because I think it may really change the way you think about podcasting. You'll know exactly what I mean in 1 minute when we set up our shows to accept Bitcoin from fans. But first, I need to get something out of the way. I talk with a lot of podcasters, a lot, whether it's on my DMs on Instagram, responding to emails, assisting students inside of our programs, working with clients, or even responding to comments here on YouTube. And one very pervasive idea that I find upsetting is what seems to be some kind of money block. It reminds me of the popular misconception of the starving artist. It's that having a podcast is a labor of love, that you do it because you feel a calling, but that it rarely converts to any real money. This is such a bummer perspective that really couldn't be farther from the truth. The truth is that what you do as a podcaster is extremely important and truly valuable. It's a real downer that within this new and exciting industry, it seems like indie podcasters collectively sell themselves short, or worse, don't even consider selling themselves at all. I constantly hear things like, I'm not doing it for the money. I don't have anything to sell. My listeners will never sign up for a subscription. I only have 3 patrons in my crowdfunding site, and one of them is my mom. This self-deprecating camaraderie is widespread and hard not to get caught up in. It's okay to make money. Money will allow you to hire an editor so you can have more time to create better episodes, to grow your show and reach more people, to grow your community and help a cause. With that aside, I feel better. Thank you. I'm not just going to show you how you can easily set up your podcast to accept Bitcoin donations or what's called BOOSTAGRAMS from your listeners, but I'm also going to share with you how you can make a shift for yourself and for your show and separate yourself from this powerful delusion of low worth. Are you with me? Are you ready to make some money for yourself and for your future? If so, let me know by typing money emojis in the comments below. I'm ready! Give me the money! Okay, now let's get to the good stuff. This may be your first time hearing about it, but more and more podcasts are now accepting Bitcoin as tips or boostagrams to their shows. In fact, at the time I'm shooting this video, there are over 9,000 podcasts currently taking advantage of this, and many of those who are making real profit from this source of income alone. This is possible because of what's called the value for value movement, or V4V. It's all part of the podcasting 2.0 advancements. In addition to tons of podcasters hopping on the train, more and more developers are also pushing the movement forward. Currently, we're most excited about RSS.com. You may remember a couple of videos back, I created a video showing you how to set up your podcast with RSS.com. And if not, you can check out that video right here after you're done watching this one. But RSS.com now makes it as easy as a few clicks and a short minute to start accepting Bitcoin and receive boostagrams from your listeners. A boostagram is a really fun feature that helps to incentivize your listeners because they can attach a written message to the Bitcoin tips. So it creates a way that the listener can interact and engage with their favorite podcast in real time. Let me show you how I set it up on my brand new show, Padmasita, and then we can watch in real time as one of my super fans sends me a real boostagram with Bitcoin. Okay, so here I am on my RSS dashboard or homepage of my Padmasita podcast. All I have to do is click this monetization tab along the top, and it takes me to this monetization page where I have multiple options to monetize my show. And look at that. The second one on the list says value for value. All I have to do is first click on activate. RSS is partnered with Alby, which is where you will quickly create what's called a Lightning wallet that will work with RSS and hold all of your tips or BOOSTAGRAMS. So I'll click sounds good, let's go. Now I just have to create an account with Alby, which takes less than a minute. And now I can click authorized and I will be redirected back to rss.com. Now you can see that on my monetization page, value for value now says active. And I also see the number of BOOSTAGRAMS and my balance of sats. In case you're hearing about sats for the first time, sats are the smallest increment of Bitcoin. I like to think of them as Bitcoin pennies. Now from this box, I can also click on visit Alby's website, and that will take me to my Alby account where I can see my wallet and any transactions that I want to make with Alby. Alby is yet another developer that is backing the value for value movement for podcasters and creators, and their partnership with RSS is so exciting. So now that I'm ready to receive tips, you might be curious about how this all works from the listener's perspective. And here to explain it to you is this guy who claims that he's my #1 super fan, Studio Steve.
Well, hey, I'm Veronica's biggest fan, and I was so excited to hear that she's now accepting Bitcoin or sats for her podcast, Podmasita, because I am a big-time Fountain fan. If you haven't heard of the Fountain app, it's a really cool app for listening to podcasts. Actually, you can get paid in sats to listen to podcasts. So if you don't have any Bitcoin yet, or you don't have a Lightning wallet yet set up anywhere, one way on the Fountain app that you can already start earning sats, or really small increments of Bitcoin, is by listening to podcasts. How cool is that? And then after you listen to a bunch of podcasts, you can have some sats that you can start donating to your favorite podcasters. So let me show you in the Fountain app how I can tip Veronica by basically just pressing one button. So first I'll go to the search screen and I'll search for Podmasita. And here I find her show. I can click on her show, and I can also listen to the trailer.
Hello, Ricudas. Welcome to the Podmasita.
And then from here, now I can just click on Boost, and I can choose the amount of sats. I will send her 1,000 sats for this boost. And here I can add my boostagram or my message.
Hola, Veronica. It's Studio Steve. Tu podcast me encanto. And I'll do the winky face.
And now I can just say boost 1,000 sats, and Veronica gets it immediately.
Oh, look. It looks like I just got a boostagram from Studio Steve, of course. Hola, Verónica. Es Studio Steve. Tu podcast me encanto. He needs to work on his Spanish. I can also log into Fountain myself and reply to Studio Steve there to build an even better relationship with him. This is so cool. RSS.com is at the cutting edge of what podcasting really is. And that is for you to have control of your content and be able to use it to take you places. These cool new features are only the beginning of what we can expect to see as Web3 and the creator economy continue to flourish. And it's a really exciting thing to jump in on and be a pioneer of. While 9,000 podcasts may seem like a lot, or maybe it doesn't seem like that much, one thing is for certain, these technologies are what is pushing the new internet forward. A new way of sharing and owning ideas, content, your communication, and currency. If you think about it, most of us are already trading and sharing from digital wallets that we own. When was the last time we used cash?
There you go.
Ooh, fiat currency. It's not a bad idea to be an early adopter of these new ways of sharing your value with your listeners and getting value in return. You can try it out with a click of a mouse, logging into your RSS.com account, or creating one with them in less than 3 minutes. And then you will want to work your own value proposition into your podcast script and show. Encourage your listeners to take part in these new technologies. Find ways to incentivize them. Create milestones and celebrations. And if you don't know what to say, pause the video and take a screenshot of this.
Our podcast is supported by you, the listener. If you find value in what we do, show us by sending a boost from a value for value enabled app like Fountain. There are no middlemen, and I'll get any messages you attach to what you send.
Did you like my podcaster voice? Make it part of your culture and help other podcasters to do the same. And make sure you share this video with a fellow podcaster, and together, let's raise the bar of our industry. Let's start asking for what we're worth. And although your listeners don't owe you anything per se, with the right perspective and motivation from you, you'll be the one providing them with the opportunity to be a contributor, to be behind a cause. And this is perhaps the real takeaway of this video. And it's to ask, how can you make what your show is all about a cause, something that people can get behind? What destination do you have in mind for your show? Can you think about some really big ones, some really exciting ones? Allow yourself to think beyond what you may feel is possible. Tell your listeners where you plan on taking them and where you need their help to get to. Then you can set up all sorts of monetization funnels, and this particular one is such a cool one to take part in and encourage. Be at the cutting edge and future-proof your podcast. And if you want a complete walkthrough of how to set up your podcast using RSS, as a reminder, you can click on this video here. In this video, I put on a stopwatch and show you in real time how it only takes me 2 minutes and 25 seconds to set up my podcast with RSS. RSS also has automatic distribution to all of the podcast players. Take the tour here.